Mom, Johnny won't take me to the prom unless I do a liver cleanse. And you might not be hearing this in your house, but it does kind of seem lately like you can't hang out with the cool kids unless you're doing a liver cleanse. And because these cleanses are so popular, I wanted to share a huge mistake that most people are making when they do these cleanses. You don't want to miss this.
TC Hale is not a doctor and does not claim to be a doctor or licensed in any type of medical field. Don't be an idiot and use anything heard on the show as medical advice. This information should be used for educational purposes only, and you should contact your doctor for any medical advice. Now get off me.
So you sign up to do this cleanse and like, oh, you're just going to drink this gallon of motor oil, but you get to squeeze a little lemon in it, and lemon is delicious. And so you gag your way through that, and then, oh man, now I broke out in hives and I have a kidney damage. So let's kind of understand a little bit about these liver cleanses and liver flushes. And the reality is that you shouldn't have to flush out the liver. The liver is that's its job, is to flush out all the junk. You shouldn't have to flush it out. So we need to kind of understand a little bit how the liver functions to understand why it might need a cleanse. And that doesn't mean you can't do one of these cleanses. These can be beneficial for some people, but you really need to understand how the liver works so you don't create a whole lot of problems when you do these. There's steps you need to take before you do a liver cleanse. So what we need to understand is that the liver filters out filth and toxins out of the body. That's its job. Most people understand that. But what most people don't know is that the liver takes that filth and puts it into the bile that it produces. Bile is this soapy substance that's produced by the liver, and then it's stored in the gallbladder until we eat food. And when we eat, our stomach acidifies that food, and when that acidic product leaves the stomach and goes down into the duodenum, which is the first 10 inches of the small intestine, that's when the gallbladder squirts this bile down on the acid product to help neutralize all those acids. And that bile also helps us emulsify all our fats. It's really helping us break down the food so that we can get the nutrients out of that food. That's kind of why we eat food. But then all this filth and toxins that was put in that bile goes through the intestinal tract and it goes out the back door. That's the main exit strategy for filth and toxins in the body. That's how we get rid of it. Now, we can have other pathways that'll kind of help out, and we have backup systems that can move things out, but the main exit strategy for filth and toxins in the body is this bile. So here's the problem. It's very common now for someone's bile to become too thick and sticky to flow correctly. And then when it's not flowing correctly, all the toxins that the liver put into that bile, it doesn't go out the back door. And then all that filth and all those toxins get reassimilated into the system, and now the liver's got to filter it out all over again. The liver's like, hey, I did this already. Why are you giving me to this again? I got to do it all over again. And then the liver gets overwhelmed because it can't clear out all this junk, and now your liver's filthy and you need a liver cleanse. So you can see that the problem really isn't the liver, it's that the bile was not flowing correctly and the toxins didn't get moved out the back door. The thing is, this poor bile flow is really common. Down in the description below this video, we'll put a link to our video for 10 signs for poor bile flow. So you can check that out and see if maybe there's more indications that your bile may not be flowing well. But the reason this is such a huge problem for a liver cleanse is because you're going to take these steps that flush all of these toxins out of the liver. And some of these liver cleanses appear to work quite well. So you're going to flush all these toxins out of the liver. And since the exit strategy for toxins has been blocked and all the trash is not going out the back door, well, where's it going to go? It's going to overwhelm the system. Now there's going to be all these toxins in the system that don't have a way out. So the body's going to use these backup systems. Well, one of the backup systems is the pores in our skin. We remove toxins through our pores. So the body's like, oh, I'll just shove all this stuff out through the pores. And then the pores get clogged, and now I have hives, and I broke out, and I'm all these different colors, and I have all these problems. Another backup system is the kidneys. Kidneys remove a lot of toxins from the body, but they do it in a liquid state. So now these filth and toxins that were in a more solid state that should have gone out through the bile, through the back door when we poop like a champion, if it's not going out, now the kidney is like, oh, well, I guess I could help out a little bit. And the kidneys is trying to flush out this stuff that was supposed to go out with the back door. So that can overwhelm the kidneys, and we've even heard stories about people creating kidney damage doing this. So you really want to take steps to make sure that your bile is flowing correctly before you do a liver cleanse, so there's somewhere for the filth to go. when all this junk clears out of the liver, you want it to be able to leave. So you want to take steps to get your bile moving first before you flush out all the junk. The next thing you need to make sure that you're doing is make sure that you are pooping like a champion. If you're constipated and you're plugged up and you're like, oh, my doctor says it's okay, I only poop once a week or every couple weeks or so, that's not okay. You can't be doing that. So if you're plugged up and you're not removing waste every day, do you really want to put a whole bunch more toxins in the system when they don't have a way to get out the back door? So if you're having constipation issues, you have to fix that. Here's the thing, it's really fixable. There are actual underlying causes that create constipation, and when you can figure out what that is for you, you can take steps to improve that. So in the description below this video, we'll put a link to our video for understanding constipation so you can figure out how to fix that problem for you. The best part is that if somebody is pooping on a daily basis and their bile is flowing so toxins can leave, they don't have to do a liver cleanse. The body's going to cleanse and detox on its own, the way that it should, because it's a human body. So if you can get these things working correctly, not only does that set you up to have a successful flush if you still want to do it, but over time as the body gets rid of all these toxins, you won't have to keep doing a liver cleanse because your liver is the cleanser. It's doing that job for you. Now, if you want to learn more about things that can restrict bile flow and how to get it moving correctly, we have a totally free digestion course online that'll walk you through the steps of figuring out, are there aspects of digestion that aren't working correctly? And if so, what steps do I need to take to improve those? And we'll put the link to that totally free course in the description below this video. For now, watch our video on 5 steps that can improve bile flow so you can get those things in motion and set your body up to succeed if you're going to do a liver cleanse. I can't wait to hear about your results.